Hey everyone, I just got done running a mile. Pretty
Sweaty.
but I'm excited because I get to film a video for you guys today, finally. So let me just get cleaned up really quick and then we'll get started. Okay, so the first thing that I feel like heavily inspires me as far as being creative and making artwork is actually nature. And I have a kind of personal story to tell you guys about why. Maybe some of you guys, this might shift your perspective on things because it did for me, but it's just one of the examples that I thought about. So basically, I was feeling really down one day and I decided I wanted to get out of the house, and I brought a canvas, I brought some paint. I was like, I'm gonna go sit at the park, but I had no idea what I was gonna paint. Like I had no plan. I started walking to the park and it's a little bit of a walk. So on the way, I was just kind of listening to music and looking around. And one of the things that I was feeling really down about was being insecure about my body, like certain changes that I had been experiencing, like stretch marks and like all this stuff that's really unimportant. But to me at the time, it was. On my walk, I was looking around a lot at the different trees. It was really pretty outside. I think it was during like the fall time, so the leaves were like changing colors, and I just was really appreciating it a lot because it looked so beautiful. I started thinking about how I really appreciate nature, even though it's imperfect. And then I started connecting it to how I was feeling about my own body, but it was definitely like an eye-opening moment for me. Our bodies are gonna naturally change, and we can still appreciate them and think that they're beautiful even though they're not perfect all the time. I will show you that painting right now. I put all my stuff on this shelf, so I have to get it down really quickly. Please hang on one second while I attempt something a little bit dangerous. I got it. It's a little scary. Once I got to the park and I sat down, my first idea was to paint some trees, leaves, and grass and dirt and all that stuff. And then I also kind of wanted to do sort of like a self-portrait in a way. So that was where my mind started with this painting. And then something crazy happened. It's this girl that kind of sat close to me, and I wasn't paying attention to her, but all of a sudden I see like some sort of little animal kind of like coming up to me, and I thought it was a little dog or something. It was a bunny. And then I kind of just started talking to her, and I was like obsessed with the little bunnies that she had at the park, and I was just so like, they were so cute and they were so well behaved. They were just hopping around. I was literally like, I'm so glad I left the house today. The painting was like the least of my concern when those bunnies came up to me. I was so happy. So I have the painting in my hand. I'm gonna show you guys in a second and kind of break down my idea behind certain things that I added. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. This is the painting that I came up with just from my walk. I had no plan. Here's a little up close for you guys of the painting. So after hearing that, I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions, like how did I kind of describe that in a painting? And it's really all up to your own interpretation, which is what is so exciting about art in general. It's just like you can interpret this painting however you want, but I have my own personal experience that kind of reflects into it, which is just so cool. I could talk about that all day, but basically my first idea was to do a self-portrait. So I did a self-portrait. This was included in it. It was like this part of my bed. It was just kind of like a photo shoot that I did. I only did my head in the painting because the rest of it was supposed to kind of symbolize my like insecurities of like my body, because that's what I was dealing with at the time. There's a tree right here in the back, and the tree bark actually has some little pink details in it to represent stretch marks, because in the tree bark it looks like stretch marks, and I was feeling really insecure about it, but then appreciating how pretty the tree was. And then along with that, I also wanted to represent change through these different colored leaves. And it has been a while since I made this painting, so I obviously look different. I have different hair and stuff. So just even right now, I'm going through changes. So that is also something that's cool to think about. I also added a bunny, partly because I saw it whenever I was at the park, which it's not really very common that you run into somebody who has a pet bunny that they're just taking to the park. I mean, at least for me, I never really have experienced that. So I decided to add a bunny, and then the bunny represents like a sort of innocence or like playfulness that you kind of have to sacrifice as you're getting older. All in all, this painting is very, like, this painting has a special place in my heart, and every time that I like talk about it or look at it, it just kind of like makes me feel better. It can be very hard to accept that you're not gonna look like your teenage self for your whole life. Having this painting definitely kind of helps me cope with that feeling, and that's one of the first things I feel like inspires me a lot. Another thing that really inspires me is, of course, other artists. I have a list of other artists that I love, and I'm constantly seeing more that I never knew about. So if you want to go ahead and check these artists out, they're huge inspirations to me. Another place that I find inspiration is, of course, a lot of people's go-to, which is Pinterest. And a lot of the time when I'm going on Pinterest, it's usually to find certain references. For example, this is one of the ones that I did. I don't know if any of you guys recognize this model. I just thought it was a really cool photo with a lot of contrast, so I used that one. This one is one of my favorites as well. I was also looking for a reference of a celebrity that I really liked so that I can do a colored pencil drawing that was realism. I decided to use Kali Uchis, and this photo of her, I just thought it looks magical. I struggled a lot with these flowers because they were supposed to be out of focus, but with colored pencil, it's really hard for me to kind of blend them in a way where it gives that effect. This is my favorite way to get inspiration. I used to draw all the time. So these are my old sketchbooks. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. This one brings back so many memories. And like I said, I would literally draw everything, like everything I could. Like a lot of anime drawings at the time. I would do like random tattoo designs like this. Like, I'm not kidding, I would draw everything. For example, perfect example, just right here, right off the bat. This one is from June of 2014. So a way that I would kind of get inspired is looking back at old artwork that I did. November 12th of 2023, I made this drawing. It's the same concept that I had when I was a kid, but I decided to make a newer version of it. So that's another way that I would feel inspired. I did this Adventure Time drawing where I did Marceline, and then in her hair is actually a bunch of different Adventure Time characters. That's such a cute idea. And I was looking through this. This is from 2012. Decided to make a tattoo design of the same idea. So I did a girl. This is a tattoo design that I did. It has a bunch of different other classic style tattoo designs just throughout her hair. So that's a good way to find inspiration. So in one of my next videos, I'll try to do a full sketchbook tour for you guys so you can just see all my random drawings that I would do. And even up until now, I mean, I still have sketchbooks that I haven't completed yet, but they are still evolving. So those are just some of the ways that I find inspiration for my drawings and my artwork. Hopefully this might have helped you guys come up with your own personal ideas or find other artists that inspire you. I wish you guys all the best with your artwork. If you guys do end up making any artwork after this video or in the future, you can go ahead and send it to me at my Instagram. It's where I am the most active, so if you'd like to follow me or check it out, this is my name right here. Besides that, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I hope to see you later. Bye!